So I thought I'd make a addendum to the comment that I made in the previous video about the unit not having see-through grills. I was wrong. Apparently my thumb was covering the, I guess that's the dynamic brake area where the resistor grid is. You can see right through the screen here. So definitely nice job on that. Let's see if I can kind of move up a little bit. Yeah, the light is really bright, but you can see right through it. So definitely another nice touch. Plus, it looks like there's a control stand inside of the cab. I can't remember if that was a detail that I had mentioned before or not, but definitely nice. So thankfully, Rapido made the model relatively simple to take apart. Once you've undone the coupler boxes from either end, you just got to take a second real quick and pop the handrails out of their respective place on the pilot, and then basically more or less the shell comes off in any other, pretty much typical manner. It's just got clutches that hold it. So I'm just gonna prise it apart a little bit. Gently spreading it apart. It's already starting to come loose. Just make sure you double check that you got the handrails out of the little spot. Otherwise they might break. Ooh. There we go. And just like that, the shell comes off. All the handrails just stay attached to it. So you can see through the grill a little better here. Kind of see the cab detail too. Flip it upside down, I guess. Anyway, so another addendum I would like to make is that when you buy a DC only version, it does not come with speakers. So I happen to have an iPhone speaker lying around. They're so dang cheap, I just buy a handful of them at a time and keep a couple in stock. But here, obviously, and here is the place where both of the factory speakers would have been mounted if it had come with sound. But in this case, I bought the DC only version because it was cheaper and I'm cheap. So just real quick, knock this in here, no problem. And then they give you just enough space in the fuel tank to run the speaker wires, which are these two wires right here. Snake them right up through the fuel tank and up and around. I don't really care if there's one or two speakers. I'm not really that crazy about sound. I just like to hear it. So while I'm at it, might as well have a look inside before we put the shell back on. Just a quick look under real quick. You can see the lights, the wires for the ditch lights up under there. So see, there's the decoder. Real easy, took just a couple seconds to fire it in there. The wires just run around up through this little void, up into this side and over. Real easy. I mean, for the money you save buying the DC model, it's really actually not that hard to make DCC and sound. So be a little adventurous. Alright, well, this part of the video is, I guess, what you you would initially expect from installing a fresh Lok Sound Select version 4.0 decoder in your locomotive. The decoder is supposed to have diesel and steam, depends on how you set it, but you need a Lok programmer for that, and I don't have one. So this Saturday I'm going to swing up to Tom's, and Lou's got a Lok programmer. He'll throw the right sound file on here, I guess, for me, and we'll get it going. But I just figured I'd take a minute and show you, I guess, what you'd get right out of the box if you didn't program it or anything. And I'm actually a little surprised, because I just assumed it would be a typical, like 16-cylinder EMD prime mover or something, and just, you know, your run-of-the-mill 5-chime horn and a E-bell or something, and I just live with that. But it sounds like it's like a 4-cylinder diesel of a piece of equipment. And it only has a horn, no bell, and the RPMs don't ramp up. So I tried all of the functions that are listed on the paperwork that comes with it, and none of the functions work. So I'm not sure what they expect you to do, if you just automatically have to use a Lok programmer before you even do anything. But without further ado, let's have a little fun with it, and I guess you can just listen to what you get basically on the decoder before you program it. So yeah. Also, the number boards are always lit no matter what, which I'm cool with. You can turn the headlight on and off, and you can activate the ditch lights, but apparently it's in some kind of Mars light mode, so they just kind of oscillate, and that's not realistic. I'll try to get that on camera in a darker area of the layout, but yeah, I don't know, I thought I would just share that little tidbit. I'm gonna show the paperwork and show you what it comes with next. Alright, so here's the paperwork right out of the box. I mean, pretty simple. Just basically how to hook it up, and warnings, and sorry, I didn't think it was going to be like that. What the wiring pinouts are, and I guess there's the little micro decoder on the bottom and the regular Lok Sound decoder on top, but they probably just save on printing and packing. And over here it shows the function assignments for diesel and steam, and like none of these work. Coupler, the bell, the dynamic brake, nothing. You can't ramp the RPMs up or down. And so what I did is I set CV8 to 8 and reset the decoder, and then I took away track power and I threw it back on the track, thinking maybe it was just a fluke that it had a weird program on it, but it did the same thing that it did before. And I can't just use my program track to change all of the CVs and stuff, really, not to anything that will help me like do sound files and stuff like that. Like I guess I could change CVs, and I can change the address and stuff like that, but basically you need a Lok programmer, I guess, to really get anywhere with this. Sorry, I don't even know if this is helping at all. I'm just gonna terribly scroll through all of this. Yeah, a lot of it is just like technical CVs and stuff, like reverse trim and analog mode configurations and configuration registers and Railcom configuration. A lot of stuff that doesn't apply to me. So let's see if we can get this decoder programmed up. Alright, so here we are at the front of the locomotive. I don't remember which button it was, but I'll go through all of the buttons on my controller. 1 doesn't do anything. 2. Okay, well 2 is still the horn even when it's on silent. 3 doesn't do anything. 4 doesn't do anything. 5 doesn't do anything. Okay, there's the ditch lights. See how they have that wavy oscillation pattern? So that was what, 6? Yeah, that was 6. 7 doesn't do anything. 8 turns the prime mover on. And I'll also make a note on that too. If you turn the prime mover on and off too many times, it won't let you turn it back off, and I don't know why, but that's annoying. 9 is nothing, and 0 should be headlight. That's weird. Oh, I got the direction on wrong. My bad. So yeah, the headlight works. Yep, taillight works too. Alright, we are back, and we are all programmed up. I guess it takes like a half an hour or whatever to program the thing, but totally worth the time, because this thing's pretty cool. We're just going to go ahead and dive right into her here and get her going.